All right, so in this video, I'm going to be going over an A through Z guide on how to get started trading cryptocurrency. So if you're brand new to trading, or maybe you're trading other assets at the moment and you'd like to get into trading crypto, follow this video to a T. We're going to be going over everything as far as what exchanges to use, what strategies to use, what tools to use, etc. So let's jump right into this. To start, we're going to hop off of TradingView real quick, and I'm going to let you guys in on the exchange that I use. All right, so the number one exchange that I'd recommend for you guys to use is MEXC. Now, although it says you're restricted, this is actually a non-KYC platform. So if you haven't made an account already, sign up for an account. You can put your location as the US, and this should go away. Now, if this is still appearing up here, you can use a VPN. I'd recommend Proton VPN. It's absolutely free. If you want a little bit of a better one, you could use NordVPN. Might be a little bit faster, but to start, use Proton VPN and set the location to Netherlands. That's only if this persists up here, but after you make an account, this should go away. Now, MEXC is the exchange I use for various reasons. Number one, it's non-KYC, and I don't believe they have any plans of going KYC. So this mainly applies to my US traders out there, which I assume is most of you. They are non-KYC. You should be able to use this with no problem. I've yet to run into any issues on this platform personally. I know some people run into issues on every exchange. Personally, I've had a wonderful experience on here. They have very low fees, 0.01% taker fees, right? So really, really low fees. They have a great coin selection and a pretty good user interface. It's not as good as Bybit, but since Bybit went the KYC route, we have to change things up. So number one, you want to make an account on MEXC. And once you do that, you want to hop back into TradingView. And we're going to remove all indicators to start because I want to give you guys an outline on how to actually start trading the price action. And once you get a general idea of the price action, then you can use other TradingView indicators to help. Our TradingView indicators, the EzAlgo bundle, actually includes price action in it. So it'll kind of remove a lot of the guesswork and emotion. But before we even jump into that, you need to know what to trade. So I actually have a free watch list. It's in the education channel inside of the Discord. Click the second link in the description below. Join our free Discord and go to the education channel. There you're going to see a watch list. Now this has all of the main coins that I trade on a regular basis. You can see over here to the right, we have the total market caps. We have the dominance. Primarily, I'm looking at the USDT dominance, which I'll get into in 1 second. And then we have the main coins that you should be trading, and then a few different altcoins that you can look at as well. Now, if you're just starting trading, I recommend sticking to 1 or 2 coins. Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be your go-tos, all right? Even though they're a lot less volatile than some of the altcoins, I find that they're very predictable and they respect key levels a lot more than some of these scam altcoins that just randomly pump and dump. And there's always going to be a trade that you can take on Bitcoin and Ethereum 24/7, right? Because the markets never close, which is the great thing about trading cryptocurrency as opposed to, let's say, stock trading or Forex trading. So once you load in this watch list, there should be a button in TradingView that says copy this to my own chart or something along the lines of that. And then you'll see that over here, it's called cryptocurrency. This is the main watch list I'm using. As you get better at trading, you can add certain coins that you like to trade. Personally, I just stick to this, right? If you have something that works, stick to it. There's no need to watch, let's say 20 or 30 coins if you're not yet profitable trading one, right? What sense does that make? So load in this watch list. And just for this example, we're going to be talking about Ethereum because I am actually long Ethereum currently from right around here, and I'll explain why I entered that long in just one moment. So the time frames you should be trading, right? This is crucial. A lot of people have success trading lower time frames. I tend to not believe them, right? Because in the long run, right, to be a consistently profitable trader, especially if you have little to no experience trading crypto currently, you don't want to go down to a 5-minute time frame and try to scalp, right? Stick to the higher time frames using the confluences that I'm about to show you, and you'll see much better success. Now, when you're trading on a higher time frame, and by higher time frame, I'm talking about the 1 hour plus time frame. These levels are going to be a lot more respected than, let's say, the levels on a 5-minute time frame will be. Now, as far as my settings inside of TradingView, I turned off the borders. I have the body and the wick. I removed the last price in the previous day close just to make my chart look a little bit cleaner. Also, if you come over here to canvas, you'll see that my background is solid and I do not have any lines on my chart. I truly believe that how your chart looks is a great representation of you as a trader, right? If you have the grid lines on, if you have a gradient background, if you have borders on your candles, your chart's gonna look very messy, and you want to remove as many distractions as possible when you're trading. So I always prefer to have a clean chart. Now let's jump into the basics of trading, right? I'm assuming all of you know how longing and shorting work, so I won't get into that in this video. There's many other videos out there explaining explaining the very, very basics, such as how to actually enter a long position, what leverages, etc. I'm not going to get into that in this video. So the main trading method I want all of you guys to understand is support and resistance. Now, there are many mixed opinions about this, right? There's a lot of smart money traders now that trade order blocks. When you're trading cryptocurrency, primarily Bitcoin and Ethereum, I find that support and resistance works best, and this is proven. Support and resistance zones are areas on the chart where there is buying and selling pressure, meaning price has rejected or bounced from these levels in the past, meaning that there are still buyers and sellers in that area. If price were to return, you can look for another bounce from that level. For example, on the Ethereum 1 hour chart, I see we have a clear resistance zone, right here. Now, how did I draw this, right? I kind of just did this on a whim, right? And I perfectly encaptured the entire resistance zone. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that support and resistance is a general zone. So it's not going to be one certain level in particular. It's not going to be one line, one price point. It's going to be a zone where there are more sellers than buyers in this case. Now, an easy way to draw support and resistance zones if you're just starting out is to go to the line chart. Come up here, go to the line chart, and you want to see some sort of rejection on the line chart. Then you can do Alt horizontal for a horizontal line. Go back to the standard candles and then get your rectangle tool out and draw that zone from the line chart to the most recent wick. And you can see each time that price has come into the zone, we have rejected. So this is kind of like the real way to draw support and resistance, supply and demand. You can also do it based off candle touches. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times we've rejected from the zone. So this is the correct way to draw the resistance. And I can do the same thing for support. So right off the bat, I see that we have a support zone right around here, right? We can see that no candle bodies have actually closed in this zone. So this would be our support zone until otherwise proven, obviously, when price closes below. Now, keep in mind, support and resistance levels are always changing. You're going to constantly have to update or remove these zones as price action plays out. Currently, I can see we have another resistance zone right around here. Again, right, no candle body has closed within this zone or above this zone, I should say. And again, if we go to the line chart, you'll be able to see we're drawing a horizontal line from that rejection on the line chart. So we can press Alt H and then draw the zone to the wick. I can kind of see it at this point with my own eyes. It will take some time for you to get in the hang of drawing these zones automatically without moving to the line chart. Again, we can do the same thing here. So I can see that we have a support zone currently. Again, I'm on the 1 hour time frame because price has rejected from this zone multiple times. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times price has rejected from the support zone. So if the Ethereum price were to come back down to the zone, of course, I'm going to be looking for a long position. Now, it's always important to focus on the current structure as well. So currently we have this range. We have our range lows right here where price keeps bouncing from, and then we have our range highs where price keeps getting rejected from. Now, within this range, if we go to a lower time frame, you can see that we have more support and resistance zones. You can see on the 30-minute time frame, we have a resistance zone right here where price wicked above, not successfully closed the candle within this zone, retested it, got rejected once again on the golden pocket, and came back down. So this would be your first take profit if you were to enter a long position down here. Your first take profit would be targeting this resistance zone, and your second take profit targeting this resistance zone at the top. Now, as far as when you're entering trades, right, if you're on a 1 hour time frame, I'd ideally like to wait for a reaction and enter via a market order, right? So not a limit order, but a market order. If you're on a higher time frame, such as a 4 hour plus time frame, I like to dollar cost average my entries with limit orders. So let's pretend that we're on a 4 hour or 8 hour time frame right now, and we have this very nice support zone. I would simply set a limit long DCA, meaning I have my first entry here, my second entry here, and then maybe a third entry at this wick right here. So I have 3 entries in total, again, targeting this resistance zone as my first take profit. You can obviously take profit as price goes up as well. It kind of depends on your risk management strategy. In fact, when you're DCAing, I do recommend taking profits rather quickly. Maybe have my first take profit right here, second take profit right here, and have 3 or 4, maybe even 5 up to this high resistance zone. Now, the reason that dollar cost averaging works so well is that you're reducing your risk. So if price came down and let's say it hits our stop loss, right? Instead of our average entry being right here, if we just had 1 entry, our average entry would probably be somewhere around here. So our loss, if it hits our stop loss, is going to be only this amount right? Less than 1%, almost 0.2% would be our average loss. As opposed to if we had one entry, our loss would be 0.5%. So we're reducing our risk. And also, if price comes down into our stop loss, we're getting filled. Meaning if price were to go back up, we're making more money. We have a larger percent profit than if we had just entered one entry. But again, that is for a higher time frame. If we're on a 1 hour, I'd like to ideally go to a 5-minute or 15-minute time frame and look for bullish reversal signals. Now, this is when we can incorporate our EzAlgo tools, and you'll see that our EzAlgo support and resistance zones almost perfectly line up with our own manually drawn zones. Now, we also have a multi-time frame feature on our support and resistance zone. So I'm currently using the 1 hour zones on the 5-minute time frame. This will allow me to get the most optimal entry. If I wanted to get even lower time frame levels in confluence with those higher time frames, we have 3 toggles here that you can use. So just for this example, let's use the 15-minute levels. You can see just how well price respects these support and resistance zones. You can see price bounces from support, bounces from support, bounces, bounces, bounces once again. First take profit at this resistance zone, second take profit at this resistance zone. Now, when we're looking for an entry, there's a few different things I like to see. The first is going to be some sort of bullish or bearish divergence, meaning price goes down into our zone and we see some bullish and bearish divergences on the EZ oscillator, which is our own real-time momentum divergence oscillator. All right, we also have these reversal buy and sell signals on EzAlgo that you can use to help enter. Now, you'll notice I'm on the Heikin-Ashi candles. When I'm going down to a lower time frame to enter, I do prefer using the Heikin-Ashi candles and the buy sell signals. So I know a lot of people out there despise buy and sell signals. They say they don't work. The reason they don't work is because you're not using them in the correct manner. These signals are meant to be used at key levels only when you already have a thesis in mind, when you've already done everything that I've showed you guys, and I have a level marked out where I can see that price has clearly respected in the previous price action. That is when you're going to use the buy and sell signals for your entry. Now, you don't even have to wait for those buy and sell signals to confirm. Like I said, you can use these bullish and bearish divergences. You can use candlestick patterns if you choose to as well. For example, if you had taken this past long on this EzAlgo support zone, put your stop loss below the swing low. Again, I'm on the 5-minute time frame. You would have had an incredible trade, right? And we're currently bouncing off of the golden pocket, which I'll get to in 1 second as well. So again, you can use these EzAlgo support and resistance zones as confluence with your own technical analysis. Now, if you're just starting out, I'd recommend using these zones until you get the hang of drawing your own manual zones. I'm at a level in my trading right now where I don't even need to manually draw my zones. I just use the EzAlgo zones, right? Because the way that we've coded these zones is exactly how I just showed you. I won't get into detail too much because I know other algorithms are probably going to try to copy, which is fine, but we do capture the entire support zone. You can see that every time price comes into the zone, we see some sort of rejection. And if you want to go down to a lower time frame, let's say you want to use those 30-minute zones, you can see once again, right, we're bouncing perfectly off of these support and resistance zones. And this is in real time, right? So literally as close as manually drawn zones as possible, our indicator will draw for you automatically. So support and resistance always comes first, in my opinion, if you're just starting out trying to trade cryptocurrency. Again, I'm showing you examples on a lower time frame, but you really want to go to a 1 hour plus time frame. You can go to, let's say, a 30-minute if you want that prime entry. As you can see in this case, we're in a clearly defined range. So longs are valid at the support zone and shorts are valid at this resistance zone. And then the momentum oscillator comes second. I like to see the momentum oscillator printing these bullish and bearish divergences, or buy and sell dots, or even having the trend ribbon flip. Now, another confluence I like to use is the golden pocket. This is also something we've incorporated into the EzAlgo trading indicator. The golden pocket is the 0.618 and the 0.65 levels. Now, when you're trading cryptocurrency, price will respect the golden pocket more than any other fib level, right? More than the 0.5, more than the 0.786. I found in my personal experience that the golden pocket is the most highly respected fib level. Now, again, you don't want to use this blindly, but when you have confluence with the golden pocket and a support zone, we actually have a perfect example of this playing out right now. So let's turn on the 1 hour GP and go down to the 30-minute time frame once again. So you'll see that not only do we have this support zone that price is respecting very well, we also have a 1 hour golden pocket from this swing low to this swing high, meaning that there is a ton of buying pressure in this general zone, meaning that longs are valid. So again, my top 3 confluences I like to use are support and resistance zones, the momentum oscillator, and then the auto golden pocket. Now let's talk about realistic expectations, right? What are some realistic expectations when you're trading, let's just say support and resistance zones, right? Without any other confluences, just trading support and resistance zones on a slightly higher time frame. Let's say you have a balance of 10,000 US dollars. We want to be risking a maximum of 3% per trade, right? This is maximum. Ideally, you want this to be a little bit lower, such as 1 to 2%. But let's say you're risking 3% per trade, which means you're risking $300 per trade. This is with leverage included. Now keep in mind, leverage doesn't really matter. It's all about position size. That being said, you don't want to use more than 50x leverage. You really never want to be using 100x leverage unless you're very, very skilled. Now, the reason being is that even if you're entering with a lower position size, you can get liquidated super, super fast, right? Before price even hits your liquidation level, you can get liquidated if you're using a higher leverage. So to avoid this issue completely, don't use that high of a leverage. I'd recommend using a maximum of 10 to 20x leverage to start. So we're gonna put that in parentheses as well, 10 to 20x leverage. Now, assuming you have a 60% win rate, right? A 60% win rate is very, very achievable, especially when you're trading these higher time frame support and resistance zones, waiting for certain confluences, etc. And let's say your average risk to reward is a 1-to-1, which is not a good risk to reward ratio at all, right? A 1-to-1, that means you're risking $100 to make $100. If you're trading using this strategy, your risk to reward is going to be a lot higher than that. But to keep it simple, let's say your average risk to reward is 1-to-1. Maybe you're DCAing on a higher time frame. So 18 of those trades are going to be winning and 12 of those trades are going to be losing trades. So in total, we have 6 trades that are in profit where we're making $300, right? So your total profit is going to be $1,800 a month. Now, is this realistic, right? Are these numbers realistic? In my opinion, yes. An 18% account growth is a very good goal to have. Will it be consistently 18%? I don't know. You'll have to be a very, very disciplined trader. There are going to be months that are better than this, but this is just kind of like a ballpark for what you can expect with a $10,000 account. Keep in mind, this is using proper risk management, right? We have people in the Discord, in the VIP, we have a challenge going on right now. Users have flipped, let's say $20 to in the 5 figures, right? Because they're compounding. Don't start doing compounding just yet. You really want to get the basics down and become consistently profitable. These numbers can be a lot higher. Now, if you're in our community, if you're following some of our setups, we have some great analysts inside the community, some great signals. We're hitting 70 to 80% win rate. So if you change this to 70, let's say 75% win rate, increase your average risk to reward a little bit, these numbers can go up a lot. But this is just a ballpark, like I said, for what you can expect. Now, if you're just getting into trading, don't try to do it alone. Join a community of like-minded traders that will help you out and get you started properly. And right off the bat, you're going to avoid many, many mistakes that most new traders tend to make because you're in a community with people that have trading experience that can tell you what to do, what not to do. But this is the basic guide to getting started with cryptocurrency trading. I tried to make it as simple as possible. Now, there's obviously other trading strategies and confluences you can add. This is personally what I do. So I'm only speaking from personal experience, and what works for me is support and resistance, the momentum oscillator, key fib levels. That's it. I truly believe if you start with this, if you use good risk management and you use our tools at hand, you will become a consistently profitable trader. It's just a matter of time. Now, the psychological aspect of trading is a whole nother thing. And that is actually the most important, right? Regardless of your strategy, regardless of your trading tools, you need to have your trading psychology down. We have a ton of resources inside of the community for the psychological aspect, but that will just come with time. Like any other skill, trading will take time. The good thing about trading is that inside of our group, I truly believe within 3 to 6 months, you will be a consistently profitable trader. There's been proof of that. I get numerous DMs every single week from people who have started at literally nothing to now hitting 1K days consistently. So this is definitely doable. I'm not trying to sell you guys any sort of idea. This is what's realistic with trading. Will you have losing days? Yes. Will you have losing weeks? Yes. Will you have losing months? Probably, right? But if you stick with it and you follow the rules that I'm laying out for you guys, you can build up a great new skill and one that will last you your entire life. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more trading content, and I'll see you guys next video.